Hey everyone, Garbage here. Recently, I've been trying to improve my skills as a background artist, like making environments and scenery. Some of you have been asking if I've returned to making video games because in a previous video I was doing some 3D modeling. And unfortunately, the answer is no, not at the moment, but I have been trying to create more stuff on a regular basis. And one of the things I've been learning how to do is create background art, right? Everything from video games to animations to films to live streams, they all require backgrounds, right? This is the environment, it's the world, right? The place where all the action takes place in. And someone has to create these backgrounds. But oftentimes it's something that gets ignored because it's not super exciting to make, right? For most of my life as an artist, I focused only on what's in the foreground, right? The characters, the action. And I never really paid much attention to what's happening in the background. But these days, I'm beginning to understand just how important that background is at giving context to everything else, right? The background sets the tone of whatever is being presented, and it brings everything together into a cohesive work of art. And so I've decided I need to learn more about that, right? I kind of feel like being a background artist is kind of like being a drummer in a band. You might not be the most popular or the most appreciated member of the band, right? That's always going to be the lead singer or maybe even the guitarist, but you will be the most employed member of the band because every band needs a drummer, but hardly anyone is the drummer because it's not the most exciting job in a band. And so your skills as a drummer are in high demand and everyone wants to work with you. In the VTubing and live streaming industry as a whole, there is a huge demand for artists who are willing to make the boring, quote unquote, art like backgrounds and overlays for streams. And as a result, you see a small handful of names constantly showing up over and over again in the credits all over the place because they're kind of the only game in town. And so everyone has to work with them. I'm not at that level yet, but it's something that I think I'd like to strive for.